Welcome to Arkworld. Welcome to the Arkworld Marketing Plan. This is the best hidden secret in the multi-level marketing industry, bar none. In fact, it's the best payment plan out there in the world today in multi-level marketing. And you join us here at Arkworld headquarters on a Thursday night. This is a live recording. We have Arkworld distributors and family and friends from all over the world joining us. Hi to you in the United States. Somebody wave at me. We got people from the USA. Hi, guys. And here's a razor pink drink to you. We got people in the Caribbean, I know. Hey, Moses, how you doing? See you waving at me. Hey, buddy. We got people in the Caribbean joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on. Not seeing everyone's names there, but I know there are people joining us. And Europe, we've got some Spanish, if you can believe this. They're on the guest list. I don't know if you guys are on yet. My goodness, it must be late there. It must be the middle of the night in Spain. UK too, my home. So welcome to you from the UK. Again, it's gone midnight here as we're recording this live Zoom training class, and that's what it is. And I just thank you all for taking the time tonight. Welcome to this call. This is primarily about the Arkworld Marketing Plan. Okay, it's been talked about so much. Pays out, as I said a moment ago, more than any other marketing plan in the industry. There's really nothing like it, and we're going to go through it this evening. But before I do, I've got a lot of notes here that we're going to get through. What I'd like to do first is just give you a couple of minutes, kind of, so you've got a better perspective of how I arrived at this marketing plan, okay? Because it is unusual, it's very different. Anyone knows multi-level marketing, I should clear this up. It's not a binary. It's not a matrix plan. It's not a stair-step breakaway. It's not, I know these names are crazy, right? It's not a variable width matrix. It's not a unilevel. It's none of these things. It's very different. It's unique. It had never been done before. And I spent a year and a half when I started the company preparing this plan. It was, by the way, I can never drink water when I'm doing a live presentation like my good friend down in Australia, Dr. Bill Kellner-Reid, another superstar, has worked with me at Arkworld. He's so polished the way he does it. Back to the plan. You know, I spent a lot of time on this, a year and a half writing this marketing plan. It's a lot of work. I looked at everything that had ever been written. I'd also been in the industry with 2 different companies before I started Arkworld. You know, it wasn't something I sort of dreamt of as a kid. It was kind of, you ever been in a situation where, you know, I say destiny, you know, I'm a Christian, so the Lord's destiny had it in mind for me. I didn't have a clue, but, you know, I was pushed in that direction. There were certain things that took place for me to start Arkworld, including losing my father, sadly, to my dad to liver cancer, that sadly took his life when I was just a young kid. And I had a lot of people in the family that had health issues. You know, my nan had heart disease. My mom suffered with Parkinson's disease, and it also had cancer, and several family members had a lot of different health issues and weight problems. So I had that behind me. I'd been involved in 2 different companies, and after losing my dad, it was kind of everything came together at the same time, right? And including, I should add, coming across a Nobel Prize-winning discovery. There's arguably one of the greatest discoveries in the health industry today, to do with heart disease, cardiovascular problems, and the claims they made concerning that discovery were amazing. I mean, overwhelming. I spent a lot of time in America researching it. I spent a year and a half as well formulating and designing, a lot of people don't know this, the original Arkworld products. I'm looking over here because just to show you, if you've never seen me holding these things before, these were the original Arkworld products that I started Arkworld with, okay? The pink drink and micro, and there'd never been anything like it. In fact, today, it's still light years ahead of anything else out there. They're just unbelievable. And the science behind it, you know, they were claiming some incredible things. We don't have to claim anything to do with heart disease, cardiovascular problems, you know, high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, you name it. It was unbelievable. And it really got my attention with what my dad was going through. And on top of that, even human growth hormone, anti-aging. You know, the pink drink alone was voted and also put in a magazine as being the best product supplying oxygen in the blood system. 20% more oxygen than any other product in the world today. So, you know, these products are revolutionary. There was a lot of work went into it. Micro, unlike anything else out there in terms of helping you absorb food and to actually help the cells in the body when your absorption rate. Even products like the purple pill that came out later stands for the 3 A's of healing: anti-inflammatory, alkalizing, and also an anti-aging product. So the purple pill is, by the way, double patented product, FDA coded for pain and injury. There's nothing better. I take it every day. Phenomenal for any inflammation. Our recent additions, right? I've got a look. It's like, do you like the way I'm pulling these out here? Hold next to me. Look at the size of this. You need 2 hands to hold this thing, right? Right? The ship shake and the ship shake fat burners. These are our latest additions. They're not just, I mean, that's not just a meal replacement. Couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually a new protein to the industry that has a higher efficiency rate than any protein in the world today, bar none. It's a unique discovery, including the fat burner that burns fat in a way that nothing else has ever done it before, utilizing it as fuel in the body. You just lose weight like crazy. I lost 28 pounds on it, 4 inches from my waist. We've had in 10 weeks, by the way. So we've had a lot of success with it. Ship Shape, the pink drink, you're going to see all over the world. I have no doubt about it. Be everywhere. So we had the products. A lot of work went into those products. And before I met up with the formulators that helped me start Arkworld, I spent 1.5 years researching this. As well as that, I spent 1.5 years researching marketing plans, which is why we're all here tonight. Okay, and there's a reason I tell you this story. Because when I started Arkworld, I had no money, right? I really didn't. I didn't have a penny. Anyone relate ever in your life? You've had absolutely no money, right? You know what I mean, right? I had no money. No one gave me a chance. I mean, I told people that I was going to do this, and they kind of looked at me like they, were hallucinating or something. There was no chance. Even people I actually got to work for me later on never gave me a chance. They said I'd last 6 months. I had no website, right? No social media. Just picture this. No Zoom, right? No WhatsApp, none of these tools that we can use today and connect one another. I mean, we're talking sort of an answering machine. If you were out, you were out. Do you know what I mean? You had the answering machine on. It was not easy. And on top of that, this original pink drink, one of these in the beginning, I couldn't afford the labels to glue on to actually have professionally made glued on the product. I glued them on myself. So I had to cut out the labels at night, right? I know it sounds crazy, and glue them on. It didn't look good, right? It was also in an office above a pizza parlor. Now, this isn't a joke. We used to do, and I'll show you this tonight. I used to do 3 meetings a week. If you're going to do this business, you need to recruit, and you need to have a vehicle to do it. This is what's so awesome about Zoom. You can do 2 or 3 of these a week for your business, sitting at home and do presentations. Well, I did them in my office. And I had 10, 20 people show up on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, and I also did one at the weekend. And I've got a glued, product and no money, and you said we're going to change the world. I mean, people thought I was completely crazy, and it was above a pizza parlor. So when I did a training class at the weekend on a Saturday, one of the questions in the training was guessing what pizza they were cooking downstairs, because you could smell the pizzas coming out the hole. Right? I mean, this was not a successful company. Do you know what I'm getting at? It was pretty tough. And, I had to talk to 20 people a day just to get one to listen to me. It was very, very different back then than it is today. And we're still, if you think about it, we're developing this company globally. We're in the expansion stage, production stage. I wanted to share that with you because it's testimony to the marketing plan that we're about to draw. It's testimony to the fact that we had the best product in the world, bar none, the best formulators, the best people behind it. There's nothing on earth like our products. There's nothing out there like it at all. And I needed to have a marketing plan, if that makes sense. I hope you see where I'm coming from. that supported those products. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? Okay. And, you know, because if you're going to have the best product, you need the best business opportunity. I remember Desmond and I had a chat about why did we choose MLM, multi-level marketing. We wanted to help people to have a business, an opportunity, better finances. You know, the Lord wants us to have better health, to live, you know, a more abundant life, you know, wealth in terms of not the hunger of money, but in terms of quality of living. And I wanted to be able to deliver an opportunity as best as I could. And I knew I had to have a great marketing plan. So the products we were blessed with, the marketing plan we were blessed with, and by God's grace, and I really mean that, I don't say it lightly, I would never have been able to do this without him. I owe him everything. I couldn't do it without him. And, you know, from losing my dad to being able to start Arkworld, and then in the first month, being able to achieve $73,000 in sales in 4 weeks, that's unbelievable. And it's never been done in the multi-level marketing industry, no matter what people say out there, with a marketing plan that had never been tested until we started, and a product, again, we were blessed with, but we had to get people using it. That's unheard of. And it's nothing to do with me. You know, I would never dream of saying it. It was by God's grace that this happened, and it was unbelievable, and people started getting results with it. So the marketing plan is relevant to that story. That $73,000 that you also could accomplish, you might not do it in 4 weeks. Some people might do it quicker. I don't know, but it's not the point. The point is, the reason you have, and a lot of people out there that are joining Arkworld today have such a great business opportunity, not only by the grace of God, but by the products we've been blessed with, and by the opportunity that we can present to people, including this marketing plan. Does that make sense to you? Yep. Okay. So let's get into it, right? This is the fun part. You ready? Someone wave at me if you're ready. Okay. Still with me? Good. Now.
Say, Mark, as you can see, I have you on my TV screen over there.
Yeah, oh, hey, I can wave at myself.
To watch the big screen over there, I have to turn my back to the computer. So that's why I have my my camera off.
Anyone watching this on a recording, by the way, this is a live show. Isn't this cool? Moses, thank you, my friend. Moses,
okay,
there he is.
Just so you know. All right.
Now, Moses is going to watch me on television. We got to admit someone else is joining us. There we go. Now, my designer friend who's done a lot of stuff for Arkworld in the past in London, Michelle, one of the best designers you're ever likely to meet, one of the nicest people. When she sees this, and she will see this recording, she's going to crack up laughing when she sees it. As she sees me put on my artist glove. What do you think, Devon? Thumbs up?
Thumbs up. Good Lord.
Yeah, exactly. He is good. You got it right. And well, you listen, I got to do it. I got to with the technology, guys. We could have done this as we said before, as a PowerPoint presentation. To tell you the truth, this is more fun. You're going to like this, okay? Now, here's some warnings. If you don't get this straight away, this plan, do not worry. I was saying to someone in the office today, by the way, I need to change this view so we can, let's just go there. Just come over here. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I'll put you back there. We're going to share screen in a moment, and you're going to see a whiteboard, okay? I think you'll get to see me in the top right-hand corner. And before we do this marketing plan, if you've got any questions, as was suggested earlier, we can take them at the end after I finish the call and go through anything. I'm happy to do so. Relax. Have a pink drink, glass of water, enjoy this. And remember, any of you guys remember driving a car for the first time? Come on, someone wave your hand at me. You do? Yeah. I don't know about you, but I thought it was a nightmare. I couldn't understand how anyone could drive a car. I mean, I remember getting in, I had this driving instructor, you know what I mean? Surly person, you know, really mean, nasty. If there's any driving instructors out there, I don't mean any. Mine was probably the only mean one out there. I had this really mean driving instructor. And I felt, you know what I mean? When someone's mean, you feel nervous already, right? I got in the car and I know you use different language in America, so this is English terminology, but you have to change gear, right? You have to start the thing straight away, right? Which is nerve-wracking enough. Then put it into gear. You have to put the clutch down, but at the same time take your foot off the brake and use enough accelerator, but you can't take your foot off the clutch too soon or you stall the car, and give it a little bit of gas, but not too much gas, but just enough gas. At the same time, you're looking in the mirrors and they tell you to check your blind spot over here, which get, you know, your neck hurt and you don't know what you're looking at. And then there's a mirror here and there's a mirror here. There's a driving instructor looking at you horribly, right? And then you've got to indicate, right? And you go, and I thought, this is impossible. How in the world does anyone drive a car? I couldn't get over that. Now, you guys know where I'm going with this, right? You do that today and you take it for granted, right? Someone knows for you. Exactly. Second nature, isn't it? You don't think about it. You get in, you go, right? But it's a little bit like with this marketing plan. This will take you a while. Everything does, right? It just takes time to learn it. You learn it. It's done in inches. It's not done in yards. Now, so don't worry if you don't get all this straight away. I'm going to do this as best as I can. We're going to share this screen. I don't know if any of you seen this before or used whiteboard before. Hang on, let me just share this for you. There we go. Okay. I can't see all of you, but hopefully you can see this. Okay, we're going to get started. By the way, someone tell me, just come off mute and tell me if you can see this. Okay. Let me just do this for you. You see that?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Now, isn't this cool? This is a better way than a PowerPoint, right? Let me just go. Now, there's a little eraser on here. Just going to get rid of that. Okay, go back to drawing. Okay, we're going to go through this slowly. This is the Arkworld Marketing Plan. I've been asked to do this. Thank you to Claudette Sullivan, my friend, my sister in the Lord, an Arkworld distributor, for instigating this call. I'm very grateful to you. You may regret it. Okay, so here we go. This is the first thing we're going to go through. If any of you guys don't understand this, hopefully you'll get it after this. Okay, let me just, change that back to drawer. Okay. I'll be with you in a second, guys. There we go. Press the wrong button. Okay, we're off. Right, distributor, this is you. There's a sliding scale in Arkworld. We're going to take our time with this. If you want to take notes, please go ahead. And this is executive, okay? Now, most of you know this, but I wanted to make sure you understand it. In between distributor and executive is what is called a sliding scale. There are various distributors. You start at 20%, okay? You can work your way up to 40%. And I think most of you are at executive level. I just got to admit someone else. Cool, I can do it on the whiteboard. In between, you got 25, 30. Oh, hang on, came off. There we go. 30% and 35. You're going to have to forgive my writing, but hopefully you can see that, okay? And it's all done on volume points. Why volume points? For any of you that don't know. It's because we have people in Spain, we have people in Europe, people around the world, obviously doing our role. And so that we can, by the way, can we just, if anyone's not on mute, could you basically mute your phones for us, please? Could you just mute your phones for us? We'd appreciate if you'd mute your phone for us.
Mark, you can probably mute everybody and then just make sure you don't mute yourself. That way you'll control it.
No problem. Well, we want to keep this interactive, but if you guys could just mute your phone, that'd be great for me. Thank you so much. Okay, back to the plan. It's okay. It's a live recording. It's fun, right? We got people all over the world listening to this tonight, watching, looking in. So you start as a distributor, you work you out to executive, and it's done on volume points. Volume points, what it basically a volume point does, 1 point equals $1, okay? And we do it that way so that with different currencies, like you've got pounds, you've got euros, different currencies in different countries we're going to, when we go to Asia, the Pacific Rim, Aussie dollars and so on. You've got many different currencies. So to keep it equal for everyone, if we do a promotion or we do a cruise or we do a vacation where you can qualify for it, Everything's done on volume points. It keeps it nice and even. So going back to this chart, the basically executive is 800 points. I'll explain what that means in a minute. We're just going to admit someone else. Welcome to the call. If you could please mute your phones, that would be great for us, and just keep the background noise down. Thank you so much. You start as a distributor and you can work your way up. 200 points gets you 25%. If you go to 400 points, you get 30%. And if you get 600 points, you get 35%, and 800 is executive. That's pretty straightforward, right? We all understand that, okay? If you got questions, we're taking the end. So it's all done on volume. And these equal dollars. Don't worry if you're not in America, okay? That's it. All our products are in the currency and the economy of the country that we market them in, okay? Like pounds in the United Kingdom. So, how you get to executive? If you achieve 800 here in 1 month, you can do it over 2. I won't go into that now, but it's primarily 1 month. You will qualify for 40%. I know many of you have done that, and here's the 40% for life. There's 3 volumes that I want to explain to you, and this is why I'm doing this tonight, because some of you don't know what these mean. Okay, no problem, we'll explain it. Again, if we could just mute those phones. I was just going to look here. Actually, I can mute you guys. Just keep the background noise down, guys. That'd be great. Appreciate it. And just mute your phones. Thank you. What do these things mean here? PV, GV, and TV. PV stands for, if you're making notes, personal volume. GV stands for group volume. And TV stands for total volume. Okay, does that make sense? Personal volume, group volume, and total volume. What is personal volume? Personal volume, I don't have to draw for this, you can still see me, is your own personal sales, where everything you purchase from the company. So if you're getting to, let me put my little torch on here, my little spotlight. See that there? You get into 800 and you purchase that from the company in a calendar month, you become executive. And you become an executive for life. This isn't something that goes away. You have to requalify again. You stay here for life, okay? So you can do it in 1 month. You can accumulate it throughout the month in, buying one product here, one product there, and so on, and selling it, retailing it. It's, to be honest, if you had 8 customers doing $100 each, purchasing $100 of products, it's only 8 people, right? $800 is not a tremendous amount. I think 9 multi-packs gets you over that 800 mark. But you can also do it another way. We're going to go back to our pin here. Yeah. So you can do it by doing personal volume, or you can recruit. Now in this example, if this is you, this distributor, and you recruit person 1 here and person 2 here, in the month, and now this is very important you understand this, in the month that you sign them up, so we're in February now, if you recruited these 2 people in February, and this person did, for example, 250 points in sales, that's volume points. That means if you look at this little scale here, they would go up to 25%, right? Because it's above 200, see that? And this person did 250. These 2, in this month, these 2 people, their volume is called group volume. So if you did that this month, your group volume, total group volume, would be 500 points. Welcome, Denise, and if you wouldn't mind muting your phone for me, that would be much appreciated, just admitting someone else. If you could all keep your phones on mute for me, I really appreciate it. So your group volume for that month would be 500. Now, when we start March, then you can't count those distributors' volume anymore as group volume, okay? Only in the month you recruit them. Why? Because it inspires recruiting. Otherwise, do you know what happens? Somebody will sign up 2 people. They do nothing for a year. They go and, I don't know, sit on a beach, do nothing, work at all. And then one of those 2 people goes out and buys products. And all of a sudden, that person decides to do some work. but it doesn't work that way. In other words, it inspires, I guess, or entices people to do nothing. Does that make sense? It would ruin your business if you didn't put a time frame on it. So these here, if I just go like that on the screen, this 250 and 250, these are your new recruits. And if one did 250 and another did 250, this month you would have 500 group volume points. Okay? Now, if you did 300 yourself, see that there? So that would be 300 personal volume that you bought from the company yourself. When you add 3 and 5 together, you get 800. And that is total volume. Total volume is PV and GV added together, personal volume and group volume. So just to recap, this is the first part of the training. Personal volume is your own personal sales, what you buy from the company under your ID number. Group volume is the volume of your new recruits in the month that you sign them up. Excuse me, does that make sense to you? Cool, okay. And there's a reason I tell you this, which I'll come back to in a moment, okay? So you can get to executives up here with personal volume. You could do 800 yourself, PV, or you could get there with 800 total volume by having distributors help you accomplish that level. If you did 300, and as I said, 2 people did 250 each, you would accomplish this 800 in total volume, okay? You can also get to executive over 2 months. Most people don't do it, and to be honest with you, I'm not keen on it, but I should tell you it's one of the rules in Arkworld, and that is if you do $1,000 over, share the volume over 2 months. In other words, 500 1 month. Sorry, I'm off that. 500 1 month, say in February. Can we just mute our phones for us? I'm going to have to put this in mute, I think. Could we just mute our phones, guys? Keep the background noise down for us. Thank you. Sorry. There's a mute. Hang on. Let me just come back to here. Sorry, guys. We're just going to see if I can do this because Moses, maybe you can look it up for me. There's a mute button there. I don't want to press it, so you might not hear me. If you do 500 in February, you do 500 in March. On the 1st of April, you would be an executive. So you can do it over 2 months. But every time you qualify as an executive, you have to do a minimum, I'm going to draw this big, of 300 yourself. So even if these 2 people, say this person did 1,250, 1,250, your group volume, add those together, will be let's do it here, would be 2,500. Okay, just erase that. Right? Those 2 together, your group volume here will be 2,500. You've gone over the 800 to get to executive, but you still have to do 300 yourself. Why? Otherwise, you could get to executive by someone doing 800 for you and do absolutely nothing. And leadership, as we all know, you've got to take little steps. You need to get some commitment from someone. Otherwise, guess what? You ask people to do nothing, guess what they do? Nothing, right? We all do that, right? So you have to do at least something, and that's a minimum of 300. That makes sense to you guys?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Now we're going to get out of the blend. Let me just clear this, if by magic. Now, I've drawn, I can't tell you how many times I've drawn this. And I'm doing this here tonight. I'm going to all come clear to you in a minute. I'm not going to draw all of it, just a little bit for you. Okay. You can talk amongst yourselves. There's 3 levels. Now, if you go to you just put you here. Okay, there's you at the top. If you go to I know most of you have done this, but as a distributor in Arkworld, you get your own online back office, okay? And in there, you sign in. I'm just going to get a few more of these quickly. Okay, here we go. In there, you have something called My Organization. And in My Organization, you have one of these. You guys seen that? It's just an arc, basically, of 30 people. Let's just put a little, there we go. There's your ARC. You'll see it in your back office. Now, we're going to go through this step at a time. Excuse me. First, we're going to go through retail. Retail profit. I'm going to write the areas of income. These are areas of income. I'm abbreviating, but you'll get it down. That stands for Art Royalty Commission. Now I know, guys, right? Commission starts with a C, but it's Arkworld. So in Arkworld, we spell it with a K, right? You got ARC matching bonus. Number 4, you got a breakaway bonus. I'll call it ARC breakaway. I'll better write that so you know what I'm doing. Bonus. Hopefully you can see this. And number 5 is ARC Infinity bonus. There we go. Isn't this fun? All right. I'm also going to take you through this, right? A bit at a time. Let me just do a few. That was pretty. I hope you guys are better at drawing than me. But those are terrible, isn't it? Let me start again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go through distributor, executive. Sorry, not executive. What am I doing? What am I saying? Thank you. There we are. Consultant, executive, net team. Then the next step up from net team is director. Hopefully you guys are getting this. Then you got millionaire club. And lastly, we got 18. That's the stairway to success in Arkworld that you can find on the website if you go to Stairway to Success under Our Business. And we're going to tie all of this in a minute together for you. So let's come back to you up the top here. Here you are. In your back office, you only see 4 levels. You see, I better put these here. 1 level there, 2, 3, 4. But there's much more to this plan than this. You could have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people actually in your computer and be able to see all of them from this one little chart. And a lot of you, and I don't mean this, please don't take this in a condescending way, but honestly, it's impossible probably to even see what you've got in your hands. If you knew what you had in your hands with this opportunity and this marketing plan, you knock yourselves up. You know, you haven't seen yet. And also don't forget to capitalize on something to its, full capacity. You've got to be working it, right? So a lot of you haven't seen this plan, how powerful it is, and actually what's hidden behind it. Hopefully you'll get a little understanding tonight from this. And you don't have to do this yourself, by the way. I was thinking of this today. Don't try and explain this to guests, to new people. If you are a new person that you've sneaked onto this call, by the way, welcome to you. I'm only kidding. This is a distributor training, but you're welcome on it. If you're doing this, I'm sure you can appreciate there's a time and a place, right? And you don't have to understand this marketing plan completely at all or draw it this way every time, you're trying to get somebody involved in the business. I don't do this. I can give you a quick way in a moment, which I will after this, of how you present it. But I don't do this to guests. I don't do this to new people. This is purely a leadership thing for those of you that want to know how the plan works. I wouldn't dream of doing this as a presentation because number 1, you could get lost with it. And number 2, it could look too complicated. And it actually isn't. It's actually a simple philosophy. So coming back to the plan, let's start this way. Okay, retail profit, we don't have to talk about over here. There you go. We have people in Arkworld making $300, $400, $500, $1,000, $2,000. You can make $2,000 a month selling 50 ship shape packs. And we have people and had people doing that. One thing about retail I will say before we move on is don't underestimate how awesome retail is as an income. Don't think of it in terms of you going down the street or making 1 or 2 sales or from the phone ringing or from flyers or ads and so on. I want you to look at this chart and imagine everybody underneath you retailing. If you've got 30, here's a little example. If you've got 30 people, right, in your business, and they're all just eating the products. So they're doing $100 each, right? 30 times $100 is a lot less than what if those 30 people had 10 customers and they're doing $1,000 each. That's $30,000 of organizational volume as opposed to $3,000. And you're earning, good time to tell you, 2%. Oh, sorry, wrong color pen. Let me just come back here. It's good, wasn't it? Here we go. Right. Let's change that to black. You're earning 2% off of level 1, 4% off of level 2, 8% off of level 3, and 16% off of level 4. Okay? Now imagine if you've got 30 people with 10 customers. Can you imagine the difference in your royalty check to just 30 people eating? And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. This is why I don't recruit customers. You know, I'm not telling you can't. It's your business. You can recruit as many customers as you like. I don't. I always think in teaching, all of us, you know, as the Lord would instruct, you know, we can't be hypocrites the way we teach. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I would do. With this plan personally, I think recruiting customers is the worst thing you can do. Personally, retail is retail. Recruiting is recruiting. You really want to have people joining your business, hope this makes sense to you, that are doing the business. Because then you don't clog up the plan. You get a better quality of business. You can give your customers discounts without them joining the company. You know, you need to follow them up anyway, day 1, day 3, day 7, you know, every few days to make sure they're getting the results. But to me, retail should stay as retail because you want to have distributors who do what you do. They don't do what you tell them. They will copy you. And you want to have an organization of distributors that are retail, right? Because your check, I promise you, it'll be 10 times higher because you want production in your organization. I always tell people, keep customers as customers unless they actually want to do the business. I hope that makes sense to you. We're going to just change color here. So let's come back to our example and let's get into this area of income, Art Royalty Commission. Now down the bottom on the right there, if you look, it says distributor, okay? The next one up, CON, that stands for, where my little marker is, consultant. And this is where you start to earn an Arc Royalty Commission, this one here, okay? How do we get into that? Well, first of all, when you start Arkworld at the top, let's say you sign up 2 distributors. Okay, there's one in red. There's 2, okay? There's your 2 distributors. Now, if I was doing a training class in a hotel, excuse me, I would ask someone in the audience, if you signed up a 3rd person, where do you think they would go? Well, in other plans out there in the world, there's another one called Stair-Step Breakaway. This is you, and you're recruiting. Your first line looked like this, okay? This is multi-level marketing. This is how it normally looks. There we go. That one went a little wrong. Well, it doesn't work like that here. This is much better. And this is one of the genius parts to this. We pay you as if they're all first line. Everybody you bring into the company, we pay you as a first line. In other words, we pay you from them downwards, 4 levels and up to 7 levels. And I'll explain that in a minute. But what we do is we place them in the plan differently from this up the top, okay? In other words, your first person would go here. Your second person would go on the right-hand side. If you recruited a 3rd person, you can only recruit within this arc. So your 3rd person would go here, okay? That little red block, that'd be your 3rd person. So when you recruit a 4th person, they go, it's like a champagne fountain kind of thing. They fill up left to right. That's how the plan works. So your 4th person would go here. Your 5th person would go here, and so on. Now, let's sort of make this interesting. Let's change color here. Let's say this guy up here, right? Now, this guy up here, I'll just put a little dot there, right by him. Let's say he goes out and recruits 2 distributors. Where do you think they go? Well, this is his plan. Remember, everyone's at the top of their arc. okay? So he's got his own ARC, just like you. And his first place is full already with one of yours. So this guy here, we'll call him Fred, okay? See Fred? You need to be, this. If this is you up the top, you need to be calling Fred on the phone, here he is, and saying, Fred, do you realize I just recruited someone here and they've gone in your business already? That's free business. That doesn't happen in other multi-level marketing companies. So Fred gets a free distributor of yours go underneath him that he's going to earn a percentage from. Now, if Fred goes out and recruits 2 people, he can't put one here because it's already full. So his first recruit would go here in his own ARC. Does that make sense to you? Obviously, I know you're not reacting with me here. So I hope you get that. His first distributor goes here. If you have questions, we can answer them at the end. Let me just change that back there. His second distributor, remember left to right? This is your ARC, this whole big ARC here. His ARC starts here. We all get our own ARC. So that's his ARC. So his next space in his ARC would be there. You see that? There's his top 2, and there's his next 4. Just like you have 2 and 4, he has 2 and 4. Does that make sense to you? I haven't lost you. Maybe we can have one person sometimes just say yes, if it makes sense. Moses, did that make sense to you? I'm going to have a sit while Moses answers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
You get it?
So I have you to answer, but yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Moses. I appreciate it. Back to your television, sir. Back to your television.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. So here's the point. We all build our own ARCs, and there's 30 people. Let me make a note. 30 people in one ARC. How it works. Okay. Background noise down. We just got a little interference. Okay. Thank you. So you got 30 people in an ARC. Okay. Now, if this is you at the top again, and you recruit another person, let me just put them in, they would go here because all the other places on your first 2 levels are full. Does that make sense? They're all full. So your next space would be here. If you recruited another one, would go here. Now, let's make this a bit more interesting. This guy here, see him? He goes out and recruits 2. This guy here recruits another 2. One will go there. One would go there. That might lose some of you. But he, don't forget this guy, let me get my torch. See this guy here? He's at the top of his own ARC. So they are his first 2 there. And these are his next 4, okay? So just like you at the top, you have 2, and then you have 4, and then you have 8. This guy here has 2, 4, and then he will have 8 further down here. So his next free space is that one there. So let's go back again. Let's change pen. Let's say you recruit another one. Where would your next one go? Your next space available in this plan would be here. So there'll be your next recruit. Your next recruit would go there. Then you fill up on 3 levels. So your next recruit would go down there. We'll nearly finish this in a moment. I just want to fill up one chart and you'll see why. Okay. This guy goes out, recruits 1. This guy gets a couple. This guy gets 1. You then recruit another one. Guess where it would go? The next empty space, and that is there. Then you recruit 3 in a row. You're on a roll. Then this guy gets 1. This guy gets 2. This guy gets 2. And finally, you recruit 2 more people like that. Okay? And that's an ARC full. Now we're going to change pens. So you filled up an ARC. Now, what an ARC royalty commission is this? An ARC royalty commission you can earn here as a consultant. See my pen down the right-hand corner? As a consultant, you earn an ARC royalty commission. Well, what is an ARC royalty commission? It's a basic check. It's only like a commission check to get you started in the business. Okay, it's not a proper royalty. It's a starter royalty. So you can earn that as a consultant before you get to executive. You don't have to be an executive to earn it. Now, how do you qualify for an ARC royalty commission check? And you get paid off of 1 ARC an art royalty commission over here at the top right, where my pen is. You get paid on one art, 2, 4, 8, 16% as an art royalty commission check on the 16th of every month. And to qualify for it, I'm down here on the right, you need to have 200 PV plus 2 active, and don't worry, I'll explain this in a minute, personally sponsored distributors. You can't see that very well. I'm sorry, I'll explain it. Okay, so what is that? 200 PV. Now, do you remember before I explained to you what personal volume is? Is your own personal sales. So if you're at the top here and you did 200, right? That's you. And you had 2 of your people. Now, what is 2 active personally sponsored? Maybe I should write this here. Active, here we go, means this. We'll get used to this because it's a very important part of the marketing. Active means 100 personal volume or more that a distributor has done themselves. In other words, they've purchased at least 100 volume points of product in a calendar month from the company. Let's come back to your chart. If this is you at the top and you've done 200 points, okay, not only would you go to 25% for life in the marketing plan, if this person here did 100 points and this person here did 100 points, you can see that, you would have 2 active distributors and you've done 200 points. That would qualify you, a little tick over here, for an ARC royalty commission. Does that make sense? I hope so, right? Okay, it's pretty simple, right? So 200 points, 2 people doing 100 each, and you get an ARC royalty commission. Now that is a basic check that you can earn straight away. Why do we do that? Because you can earn $300, $400, $500, $1,000 from your first ARC, you know, to get you started in the business. One problem with a lot of multi-level marketing companies is they're so hard to achieve for new people. I'm sure some of you know what I mean. Let me just admit someone here. We just admitted another person. Just as a reminder to anyone just joining the call, if you could mute your phones for me, please, and keep the background noise down, I would appreciate it, just to help all of us. Thank you. Coming back to multi-level marketing, a lot of the time people quit because they don't have any baby steps to grow. You know, a little step, grow a little bit, little step, grow a bit more. They're quite hard. They're hard to reach. You have to do thousands and thousands of dollars of business quickly with no experience. So it's very important, you know, to give people little steps. And that's the whole idea of this plan. So consultant is a nice starter check. But let's take it to the next one. We're now going to explain this. And this is where I'm going to spend most of the time. These 2 bonuses we'll explain very, very quickly. ARC matching bonus, pay attention. This is the magic of this marketing plan. Now, first of all, when you fill an ARC, I'd love to ask some of you this. When you fill an ARC, you can't recruit anymore down to the 5th level. You can't recruit wider because there's only 30 people in an ARC. So what do we do? What if you signed up a new distributor? Where would they go? Let me just do this. If you sign up another new distributor, you break away. Now, in your back office online, if you haven't done that yet, you won't see it. It won't appear. But when you fill up one ARC of 30 people, you then break away and you build another one. Exactly the same as before with new people. One that you there, there's your first 2. There's another 2, right? And so on, and it goes on, okay? I won't draw them all. You get the point. So you build another ARC. This becomes ARC 1, and this becomes your breakaway ARC. Let me put breakaway. And that's why this plan is called a 2x4 breakaway ARC. Because every time you fill up an ARC of 30 people and you start recruiting more people, you break away into a second ARC. When you fill this second ARC up, ARC 2, you break away again over here, and I won't draw it obviously, and you build a 3rd ARC, and a 4th ARC, and a 5th ARC. And you can build as many as you like. Now, here's where it gets magical. And this is where I need to take my time so you understand it. Don't worry if you don't get this straight away. You know, some people, I had someone in the business earning $10,000 a month and they still didn't understand this marketing plan, but he understood the check, right? So, you know, you don't always get this straight away. It can take time. I sometimes don't understand, and I wrote the thing. So let's get to our matching bonus. We've just agreed that one ARC has 30 people in it, and you earn 2%, 4%, 8, and 16 on 4 levels. Well, with matching bonus, you can go down to 7 levels. So what is matching bonus? So here, a little question for you. I'm going to draw a line down the middle of this now, okay? If there's 30 people in one ARC, how much in half an ARC? 15, makes sense, right? So look at this. I'm going to put my little spotlight torch on. See this guy at the top here, right? If you think about it, you have one person on the right and you have one person on the left. From your person on the right, if you actually think about it, you've got half an ARC, right, of 15 people from that guy there. This guy, you have another half an ARC. So every time you recruit one person, you have a little group of 15, including that person, underneath you. So let's go back to the plan. Hang on, let's go to drawer. So let's look at this. You recruited this guy on the left, therefore you have 15 people. You recruited the guy on the right, therefore you have 15 people. But you also recruited this guy, didn't you? See this here with my pen? And this guy. Remember, the red blobs are your new recruits. So let's take this guy here over on the left. You recruited him, and we pay you, okay, as if he's up the top. Now, we just agreed you earn 2% from your top level, then 4, then 8, then 16. So if we pay you as if this guy here on your second level is at the top because you sponsored it. So surely you deserve to earn as if he's first line, right? So we pay you a matching bonus over here, right? Another 2% off of this guy here. Because here at the top, when you recruited this guy, you earned 2% there, and you earned 4% off of these two. Because you recruited this guy, we pay you another 4% off of these two. Remember I said how many people in half an ARC? 15? Well, look at this. Here's another half an ARC. There it is. Exactly the same. Look at these little triangles. This is one at the top. Excuse me, and this is one on your second level. So you earn 2% off of him, just as if you're doing it over here, on this bit here. 4% off of these two, you get 8%. Hang on, I need to just change that. 8% there, 8%, 8. And this time you earn down to these guys, I'll just do that, 16% off of all these people on this level, okay? Why? You get paid 4 levels in Arkworld. 4 levels from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you recruited this guy here. See that with my pen? So we pay you 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of earning the 4 levels, we now pay you to 5. How many people have I lost? Let me see some hands. Right? I told you, don't teach this to new people. But when you understand this, and sometimes in life, remember what I said about driving a car? You haven't a clue how to do it when you first get in a car, right? This is the same kind of thing. And one day the light goes on and you go, oh my goodness, I had no idea this plan was this awesome. And I'm going to show you why. Every time, let me explain it this way. Every time you recruit someone, when you get to executive, maybe I should tell you how to qualify for an ARC matching bonus, because it is where the money is. This is where the wealth comes from. How do you get to a matching bonus? It's a full royalty. A matching bonus is these two here together, basically. Our royalty commission is off 1 ARC, but an ARC matching bonus can be off many ARCs. It can be down to 7 levels, and I will explain that again in a minute. And you don't just earn up to 16% on your 4th level. We pay you up to 30 Now that's unbelievable, because with just 10 customers doing $1,000, you could earn $300 a person. And you know there's not a multi-level marketing company on this earth that will pay you $300 if someone does $1,000. Doesn't exist. And that's without these bonuses we haven't even started explaining yet. How do you qualify for an ARC matching bonus? Here we are. You need 400 PV plus 4 active, personally sponsored distributors. So just like there before, we said 2 active for an ARC royalty commission. For a matching bonus, they're not another 4, it includes the 2, okay? So in total, you need 4 people. Remember I said is active? 100 personal volume points. Follow me on this. 4 active means 4 people that have 100 points each. That's all you got to remember. So let's come back to our little example. Get my little razor out, get rid of the 200, and go back up here. So this is you. If you do 400 a month, every month, in personal sales, that's 400 that you purchase from the company, and 4 of your people, this one here could have 100, Fred here, he could have 100. This guy you sponsored, if he's got 100, and this person has 100, you can see there, that's 4 people with 100 each. These are people that you've sponsored. You could have sponsored them, by the way, 6 months ago. They don't have to be new recruits, okay? They could be at any time. There could be new ones. There could be ones you recruited a year ago. But as long as 4 people that you introduced to the company have 100 points each, that's 4 active people, and you have 400 points yourself this month, you will get an ARC royalty commission and an ARC matching bonus. And believe me, it starts getting exciting. I remember Desmond, I hope he doesn't mind me saying his story, you know, went from a few dollars in the last day of the month purely because I think he had 2 or 3 people, and because he had a 4th person do 100 points, it took him from an ARC royalty commission up to a matching bonus in 1 day. And his check went from a few dollars to thousands of dollars in just 1 day, because it activated being paid not just on 1 ARC, but on ARC 2, down to 7 levels. He had people down lower down here, and all of a sudden he's getting paid on it all. See, an ARC royalty commission as a consultant down here, you can only earn from 1 ARC. But as an executive, you qualify for executive, and as long as you do 400 points and have 4 active, we will pay you a full royalty check. That's everything every month, as long as you fulfill that requirement. Does that make sense to you? Great, I'll take that as a yes. All right, hope you get that, right? Now, let me just take this a little stage further. Now, coming back to this plan, so we pay you every time you recruit someone as an executive, and if you have the 400 points, every time you recruit someone, we pay you another 2%, 4%, 8, and 16. It's just as if they're at your top. Remember, this is 15 people. Here's another 15. Okay, let me just change that. Wait a minute, there you go. Wait a second, let me draw that again. See, I told you guys we're learning this. Let me just get rid of that, move this out of the way. Do you see, isn't that clever? We just erase that. Get rid of it. Okay, drawer. There we go. Right, so here's your next person. Down there, okay? Now you also recruited this guy here. So you would earn another ARC down here to your 6th level, because you get paid on 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, 4 levels, all the way down here. If you recruit this guy in the red here, we pay you down to 7 levels. So now, how can I explain this to make it simple for you? Let's backtrack. In 1 ARC, you have 30 people. We all understand that, right? 30 people. In half an ARC, you have how many? 15 people. There they are. So every time you sponsor someone within your ARC, you're entitled to earn 2, 4, 8, 16 from 15 people. That makes sense? Because you do here, look, that guy, Fred, 2%, then 4, then 8, then 16. And you earn from this guy 2, 4, 8, 16. But anybody you recruit down lower, we also pay you, excuse me, 2, 4, 8, 16. So you can earn from 5 levels. If you recruit someone on the 3rd level, you get to earn down to 6 levels, 2, 4, 8, 16. If you recruit someone on the 4th level, you can earn down to 7 levels, 2, 4, 8, 16%, all the way down there. Now, how do we get to 30% over here? You can earn as much as 30%. Because I don't know if any of you, the smarter of you, noticed this, right? You're probably smarter than I am, because it took me a while with this. These commissions here, every time you recruit someone, double and treble. This is where the plan's exciting. Normally on your 2nd level, how much do you earn? Give you a clue. 4% from 4 people, right? Okay, makes sense? Exactly. But you recruited this guy here, didn't you? Let me get my little torch out. There you go. This guy you recruited. Now we agreed with these top 2 people that you get paid 2% every time you sign someone up. So if that's true, and you signed up this guy here, we pay you another 2%, then another 4, then another 8, then another 16 down to 5 levels. But wait a second, you're already earning 4% from this guy. So if we give you another 2, you just go back to drawer, we now pay you off this guy 6%. Let me do it over here. If we're paying you another 4 here, and we already pay you 8, you're now earning 8 and 4 is 12. If we're paying you another 8 here and we already earned 16, but this is a 3rd level because you sponsored him, you're now getting 24% of all these people. Now, wait a second, I'm going to really confuse you now. By the way, you will understand the royalty check when it comes through the door. So don't worry if you don't get it all. If you come back to the chart again, go with me again on this, okay? It's important. You got 15 people every time you sponsor someone. 15 people. That's my seat here. 15 people. So every time you recruit someone, we pay you another 2, 4, 8, 16%. So this guy over here, let me get my spotlight. This guy here, we pay you down to 5 levels. Let's take it a stage further. See this guy here I'm highlighting? You sponsored him, he's in red. So we pay you another 2% from him, 4 there, 8 there, and 16 down to 6 levels. So let's do that. So we pay him another 2, but hang on, you were already earning 12, not anymore. Now you're earning, I'm gonna make this big. Hang on a second. Now you're earning 14% off of this guy. See that with my pen? 14%. This one, you were already earning 24, we agreed. Well, now we're gonna give you another 4%. So now you're earning 28. 5th level, I know, right guys? 5th level, we now give you 2, 4, 8%. You're earning 16, so now you get 24. And now you get 16 on your 6th level because you sponsored this guy. Here's the point. If you don't understand, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But go with me on this point. This, excuse me, this plan is designed to reward recruiting. Because what can actually happen is the more you sponsor in this chart, this matching bonus sends checks crazy. And I'm not kidding you. It goes absolutely nuts. You can earn a maximum of, let me do this nice and clearly. In fact, actually, let me change this. Let me see this. You can earn a maximum of 30, can you see that in blue? 30% there on your 4th level. You can earn a maximum of 6% on your 2nd level. This is all you really need to know. You can earn 14% on your 3rd level, 30% on your 4th level, and it goes down to 7 levels. Okay, so you'd have 2, 4, 8, 16, 2, 4, 8, 24, 2, 4. You'd earn 28% here on your 5th level. Most of you, by the way, I just should tell you this. In your back office, you only see 30 people in my organization. If you click on the bottom people on that 4th level, what happens is, let me get my little torch. Say this guy here, if you clicked on him in your back office, he would go to the top of the screen and you'd see another 4 levels below him. And you can keep going on. You can actually see on your screen 100 levels, 1,000 levels, thousands of arcs. That's only the start. Maybe some of you didn't realize it. When you see my organization in your back office, you can see so many more people lower and lower. So let's just come back to this example, drawing. 28%. On the 6th level, you can earn 2, 4, 8. 2, 4, 8, 16, was that 24? Maybe I missed one. And you can earn 16%. Okay? Other companies. Now, why is this so awesome? And if you didn't get that, don't worry. We can go over and over it, and we can take questions on it. And the more you see it, you will get it. There is a moment when you finally understand it. The philosophy behind it is simple if you actually look at it. And I'll keep this in blue. Watch this. Every person you sponsor is a 15 little triangle. Try and look at it that way. Here's another one. Here's another one. You sponsored this person in red, right? There's another one in red, 15. Here's another one in red, 15. Here's another one in red, 15. Maybe that will help you understand. Can you see now when you look at that, how little triangles are overlapping with each other? You guys see that? What that does is double and treble your income. So the more you recruit, the more you actually benefit from the marketing plan. And the more people retail in it, which inspires retail, 30% of $1,000 is absurd. Do you know there are $1 billion MLM companies right now out there, household names that you would know the name of? And all they pay you is 5% off of 3 levels. That's right, 5%. I mean, they look at they would never earn this. It would take you years to earn the kind of money you can earn in Arkworld here. And I'll show you a real simple and easy way in a minute so that you can understand this, okay? Does that make sense to you? I mean, do you get the essence of it at least? That it doubles and trebles the more you recruit, okay? Someone say yes, Mark?
Yes, Mark.
Great, thank you, Claudia.
Yes, Mark.
Look at it this way. I know it's a lot to take in tonight, right? I do understand that. I don't expect you to get it straight away. And as a word of warning with marketing plans, everyone should really listen to. It's so important you get this. A marketing plan will never recruit anyone into a business. It might entice them. Some people like plans. But Arkworld is not about marketing plans. It isn't about circles and squares, and it isn't about pyramids or triangles. It has nothing to do with it. I did this because I know some of you wanted to see this. Okay, and we will do it on video for you. You know, we'll have this recording, this live recording too, and we'll do it as a PowerPoint as well, which will explain it from a different perspective, different angle. But at the end of the day, you don't want people necessarily joining because of circles and squares, right? They need to be joining for the right reason. They need to be using the product. The good thing about knowing this plan and how it works is maybe it'll help you to increase your, you know what I mean, trust in the business, so to speak, in terms of how awesome this is. There's nothing like it. There isn't a multi-level marketing company in America, in the world right now that pays anywhere near this. Not even close. No one earns 30% royalties. And I know there are people on the line here tonight that have been in other MLM companies. I was in 2 as a young kid. Believe me, there's nothing like this. You can go, I'll show you a quick and easy way, and it'll take me 5 minutes in a minute how you explain this to somebody new. But there's nothing like it out there. And this matching bonus is amazing. Now, one other thing I need to tell you. You thought that was complicated. You wait till you see this. Okay, one other thing. And you need to be executive, don't forget to capitalize on this. Executives is where you earn royalties checks, you know, where you really earn serious royalty checks. There's one other point here. Do you remember I said to you when you recruit an ARC, and once you've filled that ARC up, you have to break away over here? Remember I said that? And you have to build ARC 2. You guys remember that? Yeah, see, you're nodding, Claudette. Thank you, honey. Well, guess what? What if one of your guys, look at the chart, I'll put my little spotlight on, okay? What if some people in this diagram here in your arc, what if they fill up their arc too? What do they have to do? What did you have to do when you filled up your first arc? Break away, right? You had to build a second arc because you can only have 30 in an arc. Well, guess what? Every one of these 30 people, see that? In your arc, every time they fill up an arc, they have to break away too. And this is where it gets exciting. We come back to draw. Okay, here we are. So let's take one of these guys. This is really going to confuse you. You thought you were confused before. Right? Let's take this guy here, okay? See this? I'll do him in a different color. Here we go. What color should we use? Let's do, I don't know if this is going to show up. Let's try green. Right, this guy here, call him Harry. Don't know if you can see that. There's Harry. Now, if he fills up his arc, this is his arc, and you're earning from it, and he breaks away over here, follow the green, okay? There's his arc too. See that? I know it's a mess, but just follow the green triangles. That's his second arc. And here's his first arc. Harry is doing what you're doing. He's built one arc. Now he's building arc 2, arc 1. And this is where it gets exciting. You used to have 4 people on your first level, right? And as you break away, if you have 2 arcs, instead of 4 people, you have 8. Instead of 2 on your top level, you now have 4. Do you see that? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So as you build more arcs, your plan gets wider and wider and wider. Instead of 2 at the top, you have 4. Instead of 4 on your second level, you have 8. It gets wider. Well, guess what? So does Harry's. So when Harry breaks away, he has, watch the green over on the right. There's Harry. There's his arc 2. He has 2 more people. Then he has another 2 here. But guess what's happened to your plan? Look at the screen a second. What has happened to your plan is this. You used to have 8 people on your third level. Watch the pen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was your arc. But what you're not seeing from the computer screen or your marketing plan at the moment, because you're not capitalizing on it yet, but you will, is that as Harry breaks away, instead of 8 people now on your third level, you have, watch the pen, 2 more. You have 10 people on your third level instead of 8, because you earn not only from Harry, but also every breakaway arc that he builds. So your plan just doesn't go down to 7 levels down, which is the key, but it also goes wide. So as you break away and build arcs, you earn from them. Someone needs to be admitted. Welcome, Flavia. You're very late, sweetheart. Where have you been? please, if you wouldn't mind, nice to have you on the call, by the way. You wouldn't mind just muting your phones for us, just to keep the background noise down. That'd be wonderful. Thank you. So just a recap. Every time you sponsor someone, you earn 2, 4, 8, 16%. Where they overlap, you double your commissions. When you fill up an arc of 30 people, you then build arc 2. When you build arc 2 and you fill that up, you build arc 3, arc 4, arc 5, arc 6. But guess what? Look at the chart. Every one of these 30 people that build an arc have to break away too, which means your plan not only goes deep, but it gets wider and wider and wider. And do you remember I said you earn 30% here? Watch my pen, big 30% in the middle. You don't just earn 30% of those 16 people. Now, as Harry's broke away, you got 4 more here. So you've got 20 people you're now earning 30%. Isn't that cool? So here's the philosophy behind a marketing plan. And this is to finish really on it. A marketing plan philosophy is about width and depth. If you want to have a great marketing plan, I spent a year and a half looking at all the marketing plans out there and how they work. It's kind of my thing, right? I understand how they work and how companies work and fund a company and run the company and pay the distributors. And a lot of them will pay you 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10% royalties. Here you can earn up to 30%. but you can also earn it 7 levels down, and your plan grows. You from 30, imagine if 30 people filled up one arm and they had 30 each. You, from your computer screen at home, you'd be able to view 900 distributors. Well, what if 900 distributors fill one arm? You're getting into silly people now, 10, 5, 10, 20,000, 50,000. This plan, do you guys know what I mean if I say the expression like a Chinese puzzle? It goes on and on and on. You never kind of figure it out. There's never been a marketing plan like this. And that's why we've had some people, you know, like I said, one of those famous stories was the kangaroo farmer who came to London, didn't know anyone, couldn't read or write, wandered around London, and he got to $10,000 a month and like that. And he only had a few people. We've had people already in America just in their first 2-3 months get to $2,500 a month by recruiting 8, 9, 10 people. That doesn't happen in multi-level marketing. That makes sense to you? Cool. Okay, we're winning. The last two I'll mention briefly. Breakaway arc. What is breakaway arc? I just changed my pen here. Back to black. Breakaway arc. Sorry, not breakaway arc. Breakaway bonus. It's very easy to explain. See these 4 levels? And every arc you break away, that one there. Let's say you went and broke away again. And let's say you broke away again. And you broke away again. And you keep building little arcs. Once you get to net team, look down the bottom right. We pay you an extra, I'll put it, where should I put it here? 2% breakaway bonus at net team off of all your 4 levels in every single arc. Basically, we give you a pay increase. So instead of 30%, you're getting 32. Instead of 14, you're getting 16. Instead of 6, you're getting 8. Does that make sense to you? Very easy to explain. Breakaway bonus is a gift for getting to net team. And these are the leadership teams here, LT teams. To get to net team, how do you do it? I won't go through all the qualifications tonight. I'll keep it simple. It's done on one other volume I haven't taught you. It's called OV. What is OV? Organizational volume. What is organizational volume? You remember I told you if you wanted to get a matching bonus over here, you needed 4 people doing 100? Well, if you add up all these people, say this person does 300, this person does 100, this person's really good, they do 1,000, this person does 500, and so on. If you add up all these volumes in your downline, that's your organizational volume. It's everybody's personal volume added together. When that gets over $10,000 in a month, and you do it in 2 months consecutively, right? You only have to do that once at the beginning. But if you do it consecutively over 2 months, I should say, you know, Dr. Green did that pretty quickly. I know Verna did it quickly. You know, a lot of people, Gary in London's done it quickly. You know, we had a lot of different people do it. I did it very quickly in my first month. Once you get to net team with 10,000, to give you an idea how much that is, that's, think about it, that's 13 people doing 800, 13 executives. Once you get to net team, we give you a 2% bonus. Okay, here it is. And that's a breakaway bonus. What's infinity bonus? Now, do you want to know how to take a check from $20,000, $30,000 a month to $100,000 a month? This is it. We didn't invent this. I can't take credit for it. It has been used before, but the infinity bonus has never been used with this marketing plan, right? And there's a big difference, okay? Let me tell you what it is. Director, millionaire, and 18. When you get to director, we pay you an additional bonus called an infinity bonus. It's 2%. We increase that infinity bonus to 4% at Millionaire Club and 6% at 18. And these are the top 3 leadership teams. Don't be put off by high volumes. I want you to understand something, okay? Imagine working and recruiting distributors every month and doing this for the next couple of years. To be honest, if you're going to build a successful career and make this successful for you in Arkworld, you need to have a 2 to 5 year plan with this. Don't recruit 3, 4, 5, 10 people for 3 months and expect this to work, right? It's not a gimmick, right? It's a business. It requires effort, consistent effort. And if you apply yourself, these volumes I'm about to mention are not as high as they sound. For example, director, instead of 10,000, make sure my pen's on the right one, you have to do 20,000. That's dollars of business. So basically, look at this. If 2 of your people in your group here, right, let's say this guy here, see my pen? Or this guy over here. If you get 2 people to net team doing 10, 2 10s are what? 20. So you would qualify as a director. So it's not as difficult as you think. We then give you a 2% infinity bonus. What is an infinity bonus? Instead of earning to 7 levels, instead of earning off just, and you earn your arcs, but you only go down to 7 levels, we now pay you to infinity on people that you don't normally earn from. Not only in America, but all over the world. We pay you, if you had somebody in America and they had a brother in Canada, we pay you from there. Had a sister in London, we pay you from there. But we pay you an infinity bonus, not just from them, but everybody underneath them. It's almost like a share in the company. It means infinity. It goes on and on, all the way, go back to Freudian, all the way down here, as far as your organization goes. And you earn a 2% a director. When you get to Millionaire Club, you earn 4%. And when you get to 18, you earn 6%. And these volumes go up. 2 net team members, sorry, let me just do this again. 18's 100,000, we just do this a month, okay? And then we go 50 and so on, okay? But the point I want you to get is this infinity bonus. Now, let me tell you a story about it. We didn't invent infinity bonuses. They've been out a while, but not with this plan. And a friend of mine, sadly, I say a friend of mine, I considered him a friend. He was an incredible distributor, somebody I really looked up to as a young kid when I was 18 years of age and I first got in this industry. Sadly passed away recently. And I remember when he was earning, and when I joined the industry for the first time, he was on something like a few $1,000s a month, 4,000 or something. And he was really doing well. He was an incredible distributor. He recruited 30 people every month. Imagine that, 30 to 35 people every single month. He was a top recruiter. And he got his income to about $11,000. And then that company brought out an infinity bonus. And see, an infinity bonus pays you from people that you don't normally earn from. And all of a sudden, his income went from $11,000 in a month to $63,000 in 4 weeks. Yeah, pretty amazing. Do you know how many people you could help with that? Now, I don't know what your beliefs are, all of you. I'm pretty sure most of you are my brothers and sisters. No judgment intended. Anyone doesn't believe it all. But I don't mean that. But I'm a Christian. Now, my reasons for starting Arkworld were very different. This was given to me by grace, and the finances and wealth is a responsibility as we develop this company. I'm sure you'd agree with me. It's a huge responsibility. There's a lot of people who need help, support. And I mention this again because if you look at this chart, look at this plan, it's a mess, by the way, doesn't it? It's like spaghetti or something. If you right? It creates wealth. It helps. I know this sounds condescending, and I don't mean it that way, but you're looking at a kid here that was an average kid with a dad as a mechanic, mom as a homemaker, housewife, as you're saying, that really, if it wasn't for the grace of God, I don't know what I'd be doing, right? You know, I was saved in my 20s. I was blessed, you know, early on, you know, to be able to learn something that I didn't know what it was going to lead to. Now I know. And I was given the ability and gifts, because everything we have and own is God's. And I was given that gifting, ability to be able to do this, to be able to talk to you tonight, and to be able to come up with designing this chart, this plan that literally has never been designed before. And it's a responsibility. And so when I talk about the wealth here and money as the company, don't forget the corporation as well can create wealth, and it has done already. But we're going to a multi-billion-dollar global empire with this, and we're going to take Arkworld country by country, language by language, completely around the entire world. And it's going to be a massive responsibility. But I say this, and I don't say this lightly. Those of you who know me personally, will know what I mean is true. This is not owned by me. This is God's company. And this, I hope and pray, is a blessing to you and others, whether they believe or not. It is the most awesome marketing plan ever seen, bar none. There are going to be people from other companies join Arkworld because of that. We have products that are light years ahead of anybody else. Now, and that's a fact. They're phenomenal, life-changing products and business opportunity. Does anyone want to ask a question before I actually blank this screen? Because I want to show you a quick way of doing this while we've got time here tonight. Anyone want to ask a question? Okay.
Mark, is there a question from anyone?
Okay.
I just have a comment, Mark.
Go
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I must say that I'm very pleased and happy that you were able to do this for us this evening. This is indeed an impressive compensation plan. I like it a lot. One of the struggles that a number of us have is being able to build a reliable network of people. You start building and it becomes difficult after you get past, and most systems operate with the binary that requires two who bring two. It's a governance system now. It's one of the best system there is. But you'd be surprised to know how many people struggle just to do that. And it doesn't matter what product you gave them, no matter how amazing the product is. You give them a program that can change your lives, and they can't find two people to save their lives. I like this platform because I can break away. Instead of sitting down and trying to figure out how to help 16 people all by myself, I can break away. It's genius. Break away and go do it, because you know what? For some of us top leaders, it's not that hard to get to who can get to, and you help them to get to, and you go 4 levels. That's 30 people. That's not so hard to do. And when you've done doing that, what becomes difficult is when you start looking at 16 people who won't move and do nothing to save their own lives. And now you got to go build 32 under those 16 to keep your organization going. But you have created something that says to the person who is willing to work, 4 levels, break away, do it again. I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you, Moses. And I want to add a couple of things to what you're saying. But by the way, thank you, my friend. I appreciate your input to it. It means a lot, by the way. I mean, look, I hope I sound sincere with this. There's no point in having a plan if people don't like it, right? It's not about writing a plan for me, right? There is an old saying, and I don't devalue what you're saying, Moses, at all, but there's a saying, a leader, you can drop them out of a helicopter with a parachute and they can land on a beach with no people, and within a week they'll have 50 people meeting. Leaders are going to make anything work, right? It is a 24-hour-a-day thing. You've got to almost live it. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to do that. By the way, I hope you don't mind looking at me. I will enlarge the screen, but you're probably better off looking at the chart than me, but I'm still over there on the right-hand side. There's this plan helps each other. It's almost like one helps another. That's another thing with it, because you're getting business that will interact with each other. People are getting help. It doesn't ask you to do a lot, but it also takes you through the little steps. But here's the next point I want to make with what Moses is saying. Guys, look, I'll leave this chart out for a minute. There's a couple of points. You know what I've decided? I'm not going to show you a quick and easy way. I'll tell you it because I don't want to fill your mind full of circles and squares all night, right? Because you're in danger of getting sort of foggy with it all. I don't do this. I don't actually draw this plan. In fact, I've never drawn it on a whiteboard on Zoom in my entire life. I don't actually show. You can if you want to. I'm not against that. I'm just saying that I keep everything incredibly simple when I recruit. Let me just admit, here we go. If you could just mute your phones, please. Anybody that's joined us, please mute your phones. What we're going to do here, just so you know, in terms of time, because I've realized we've been talking a while, you can see why we needed a long call. This is not something you can do, any of you, quickly. And it's not something you're all going to get straight away, but you don't need to understand this straight away. Claudette, you see now why I hesitated when you spoke to me in the car and said, could you do the marketing plan, Mark?
I got you. I see it now.
Yeah. But listen, it is awesome, right? I can just see some multi-dollar marketing companies seeing this on video and saying, what are they doing, drawing a plan? It's complicated. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something now. It ain't complicated when the check comes through your door. Let me clue you. This works. And it works better than any multi-level marketing company or business opportunity in the health industry, bar none. It's unbelievable. You'll see checks in Arkworld, and I'm hesitant to mention big money, and I don't say it as a love of money. I promise you I don't. I'm just using it as a measuring stick of success. You're going to see $1 million a month incomes with this marketing plan in America. You will. It'll happen, and you'll see it in 5 years. You'll see this explode, and you'll see it in Europe, and you'll see it in Asia, you'll see it in the Pacific Rim, you'll see it in the UK. You're going to see the springboard from UK to Europe as you see America to Canada to the whole of the Caribbean. The Caribbean is a $1 billion empire waiting to happen across all of the islands, across all the waters with this product. Don't forget the driving force behind this. You can't swallow a marketing plan. You can swallow a product, right? And, you know, if you want an easy way to explain this, I won't draw it. I'll save that for another day when we are fresh. But I'll just tell you quickly, all the essence of this plan is, if you want to know it in a nutshell, is you join, you earn 20%. You can get to executive and get 40%. 40% retail profit. You can make $300, $400, $500, $1,000, $2,000. You can sell 50 ship-shape packs, whatever, a dozen pink drinks a month. You can make a retail business, and you should. And I'll talk about that in a second. You can also recruit and earn from other people. And as you earn from other people, we pay you a royalty, free money, every single month in your door based on what they do, not what you do, for life. There's a residual income. So while you're lying on a beach with my friend Desmond in Jamaica, I gotta have a bit of fun with him, haven't I? Love the man. And you're down there, and you can have the check sent to the beach of your choice on what other people are doing, not out of greed or any of that stuff that we hear in the world in business terms, out of the fact that you deserve it because of what you've put into this company. It's almost like getting a pension plan. That's what a residual income is. But it's a pension plan you earn now instead of waiting until you're got one leg, you know, in the kind of coffin, and they give you a gold watch after working for 40 years. I'm not knocking jobs, by the way, but you know what I mean. My dad worked as a mechanic for 40 years, and they gave him a gold clock. And ironically, I sat there at the first Christmas. He passed away on December 3rd, and I was with my mom at that Christmas, and I remember sitting there, and his slippers, sad, bless his heart, was still by the fireplace, right? And that gold clock was still ticking, and I thought, isn't that unbelievable? Right? He's not here. The gold clock they gave him is still alive, right? They're ticking away. That's all he got. And he hated it. Now, I respected him because why would you do something for 40 years you hate, right? But he did it to support us, right? Right? The kids, we often do these things, right? The car payments, the house, and so on, and us. But he didn't enjoy it. This gives you freedom. You know, the problem with a lot of people, what Moses was saying, you know, people with, what did you say, unilevel, or did you do a binary? What were you talking about, Moses? Unilevel or binary? Doesn't matter. Binary. Oh, okay, yeah, binary. I know it well. See, the problem with a lot of these plans is, do you know there's a plan? There are variations of binaries and unilevels. I'll give you one example. I can't stand it, I'll be honest. It's so unethical. Why am I still wearing this glove? Does anybody know? You know what I can't stand about it? Do you know, look at this chart that I've just drawn. You see, you've got people on one half on the left and you've got people on the right. Do you know what these companies do? There's companies out there. They choose the side that you're earning from the most, okay? And then they pay you from the side you're earning from the most, but you don't get paid from the other side. Moses, just know. Have you heard of these?
No, they pay you from the side you're earning the least.
Oh no, hang on, I haven't got to that one. You ruined my punchline. There are companies pay you from the most. There are companies that pay you, which Moses just said, from the least. It's even worse. Imagine that.
Most of them are like that.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm still not upset with them for that, because the
No,
truth
neither
is,
am I. Neither am I.
there's a strategy.
There
Because
is a
most
strategy.
90% of
Moses,
what people will not
this-
work to even earn the money. So that's what it is.
Yeah, there's a strategy, but if you brought people in on your left and you're not being paid from them, that's unethical and it's wrong. But there may be a strategy, but it's an unethical strategy. If you brought people into the business that company is earning money from, and the directors are cashing their salaries because of you, and you're not being paid from your downline, that is not from the Lord. That is terrible. That's like saying, oh, listen, you start your business, I'll own a shop, but if you build a second shop, right, and you expand, we're going to pay you from the first shop. You guys hear, you know what I'm saying? You know, come on, Moses, you're an ethical, wonderful guy. You know what I mean? It sticks in your throat, right? It does. It really does. We love them. We're not judging them. And I know there's a place for them, but it isn't in Arkworld. That's my point. Now, I want to finish on a couple of things here. By the way, if you want a good example to make a note of, I'll do it for you, actually, just down here. Imagine this, just a good little quick example. If you're recruiting, you earn up to 30%, right? 10 people, right? If someone's doing $1,000, right? Let's put $1,000 down here. That's about 10. See that $1,000? That's about 10 customers. I know not everybody does that, by the way, but I'm giving you an example. You would make $300 a distributor at 30%. So imagine this. This is an easy way you can tell people this to people you're trying to bring into the business, because it's simple. It's really simple. You earn 20 to 40% retail profit, and every time someone joins, you get paid a royalty from what they do. And as they get 10 customers, you can earn up to 30% from that person. So if they've got 10 customers, that's $300. Do you know if you've got 10 distributors with 10 customers at that percentage, you're making $3,000 a month. That's so hard to do in MLM with 10 distributors. I promise you. We have that. You know, when I started off with my business, now you can see why I told the story. Because $73,000, do you know, I'll give you the numbers. I recruited 31 distributors in the first 4 weeks, my own. From that, I helped them get a few each, and we had 92 people in the company. From the 92 people, 29 of them were executive. And out of the 29 executives, in total, we managed to do $73,000. And we had this going on straight away, quickly. So 10 people with 10 customers, you're making $3,000 a month. Make a note of it, please. Imagine now if you get 10, you help 10 people to do that in your business over the next 2 years. Moses mentioned about, it's hard for a lot of people. Yeah, it is. But you know what I see? And I've got to be honest with you, the truth shall set you free. People are taught to be so lazy today in multi-level marketing. And I mean that no disrespect to anybody, but I don't. But you've got to go to work, guys. You've got to go to work. There's only one way to work. Plan the work, then work this plan. You got to go to work. It's consistency. Do you know I used to work 20 hours a day on this? I'm not suggesting you have to. I'm not saying that at all, but there is a price to pay building this. In fact, do you guys mind if I just delete this for a second? Is you okay with that? If I just close this down? I'm going to take that as a yes, okay? Don't ask me to come back to it.
Yes.
Okay, let me just close this. There we go. Okay, that's much better. Now we can look at a lot of people going, look, off the imaging of the video, right? Okay, let me address you guys on a few things to do with this. I know we've been talking a long time, and we're going to close this soon, okay? I promise you, not long. Stay with me. This is almost more important than what we've just done in drawing. I made a couple of notes of a few things I just wanted to share with you about this marketing plan. So please just hang on in there. You know, there's some tips in working this downline. You got to treat everybody like their first line. Do you remember? And this is so important you get this. And we'll get a copy of the recording to you, because to anyone watching this, you know, on YouTube, when you're building an organization, you got to treat everyone first line, even if they're 20th line. And I see so many mistakes being made. And I'm not talking necessarily about you guys. I'm talking about in the industry in general. You've got to treat your guy on your 10th level the same as the guy on the first level. It's called jumping over. It's called chasing the business. I was taught by some incredible people as a young kid. It's no accident I learned it. It's no accident I was successful. It's because I was trained with the likes of Jim Rohn, who's arguably the grandfather of multi-level marketing. He taught presidents of the United States how to, you know, public speak and things like this. These guys were phenomenal. In fact, Tony Robbins, if you've ever heard of Tony Robbins, his mentor was Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn taught a lot of people. He was an incredible, God-fearing man, wonderful person. And a lot of this today is gone, sadly, within multi-level marketing. People want to earn money fast. You know what I mean? Quick, fast buck. There's a lot of greed in it. Does that make sense? Someone nod to me. You get it? You know what I mean? How big is your check kind of makes you more important. Does that make sense to you? Not here. We just admit someone. We keep having people probably coming back in. So, you know, it's important you treat everyone equal in the marketing plan. My story, as I told you, you know, I had a system in developing this. Here was my system and how systems work. Moses mentioned on, some people find this difficult. Excuse me. If you're going to do this, you need a daily method of operation. You need a system. This will not work if you play at it. It won't work if you play at it. You can do this part-time, but it's so much easier to do full-time. You know, it's so much easier to do full-time capacity in part-time hours. You don't need all day. You can do it around your job. In fact, busy people often do really well at this. Here's my numbers. I talk to 10 a day. That's 200 a month. And by the way, when I say talk to 10, I'm talking presentations. I'll do this on Zoom with you. I'll actually do some recordings for you on 20-minute presentations on the company history, the product, and the business. How I would do it for new people joining to be able to recruit. And you can have that on your phone and walk around showing people, okay, as a presentation. I used to do 10 presentations a day. That's not inviting, presentations. Yeses and nos. You only get paid for decisions. Most people do not understand that in this marketing plan, to develop it, you've got to go to work with it. Otherwise, it'll just sit there. Does that make sense to you? It won't work for you unless you work at it. 200 a month, I used to do presentations. That's a minimum of recruiting 20 new distributors a month. And I got 10 new executives a month out of it as a consistent business. That's $8,000. 10 times 800 is 8,000. And I taught my team to do the same. Now, if you did that, I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying you're going to do it, but if you did that, you had 10, you had 10 people doing that. 10 times $8,000, that's $80,000. With bonuses, you'd be on A team and you'd be on $25,000 a month. Now, if that took you 5 years to do, would it be worth it? 5 years? Do you know what a lot of people do? And this is the mistake. And I know that may seem unrealistic to some. Trust me, there'll be people that do a lot more than that. I promise you. But let me give you a couple of tips here before we finish. Treat everyone equal. As I told you, that's very important. You chase the business down the line. Take responsibility, guys. In this marketing plan, you're at the top. It doesn't matter if you have a week experience. It doesn't matter if you have 10 years. We've all got to learn. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm learning things every day with running Arkworld and working, interacting with people. Take responsibility, become the president of your own business. Help people, encourage them, upgrade your distributors. Here's something I see a big mistake. Please hear me with this. I've seen people in people's organizations in their downline that were so close to getting to executive. They had 500 group volume, they had 200 personal volume points, they'd done 700 points, and they didn't even realize that they were 100 points away from being an executive for life with 800 points, right? If someone had told them and they could have done an extra 100 points, they would have been at 40% for life. But because the upline never told them, I've seen this happen in the UK, I've seen it happen in other countries, they miss out and they have to start again. Does that make sense to you? We've got to help. Jesus taught us to love others as we love ourselves. It's about helping others, nurturing them, helping them to grow, teaching them, training them. It isn't done by accident. You got to chase the business. Help them to use the back office. You know, online you have the most incredible back office. In there you have a section called tools, tips, training. It has the marketing plan in there. It's called Getting Started. Have a look at it, glance at it. There's some amazing things in there. No one can do it for you. I had to learn this myself when I joined the industry. When I first joined as a teenager, I read the marketing manual from front to cover, the back, you know, from the front to the back. You got to learn this stuff. Just learn it. There's enough product information on the website and enough marketing plan that you can understand the basis of it. You don't need to know everything that we've drawn tonight. Teach it to them, love them, encourage them. Here's another one. By taking responsibility, it's about helping them and not letting them down. You know, a lot of MLM companies, Moses is a great guy. Hands up if you know Moses. Yeah, okay. He's more generous than I am, I can tell you that much, because I'm not so popular on some of the companies out there. My goodness, you are, buddy. You're a better person than me. But I know what he means. He's got a kind, wonderful heart, and he should keep that heart. It's just there are a lot of people out there that let you down. They throw. Do you know there's an expression in multi-level marketing? Do you know what it is? When you recruit people, throw them against the wall and see if they stick. Don't help them and see if they slide down. Now, that's an expression been around for 30, 40 years. And unfortunately, it happens a lot. It does not happen in Arkworld. You matter. I matter. We're equal. Just because there are team names, we're all doing the same thing. You know, we're meant to be a team. None of us are going to be able to do this alone. Look at that chart again. You think of that chart I drew tonight. You're at the top of it. You're the president or presidentess of your business, right? The CEO of your business. Everyone underneath you isn't the company's responsibility. Yes, it is, but it's also your responsibility. Everybody you bring in is your responsibility to help as much as you can. And if you don't have all the answers, that's no worries. Your sponsor, ask your sponsor, get on the phone. Ask the company. Hands up who knows, well, I was going to say Daniela. I think most of you, do you guys know Jules, all of you? Yeah, I knew it. I know it, right? Had to give her a shout out, right? Look how incredible she is. Raise your hand if you think she's incredible. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. She'll be happy, right? Look at the support you get. She's phenomenal. Companies don't do that. And Moses, you know I'm right. In MLM, you don't get people will help you at midnight from their home, you know, just to solve a situation or whatever it is. I mean, it's quite unbelievable.
She is really one of a kind. Great, awesome.
Amen.
She
Absolutely.
Really
and loves the Lord, right? Isn't that cool? If you're not a believer in the Lord, you know, I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not judging
Real
you.
McCoy. She is.
We love the Lord.
Real McCoy.
Absolutely. She does too. It's a family. We're here to help. So when you look at that chart, please take responsibility for everybody in your business. If you haven't spoken to someone in your downline, find the number, ask us, call them, say, hey, how are you? You know, do you have kids? Find out about them. Get to know them. Love them. You know, what do you want to get out of this? Is there something I can help you with? It really is so much easier if we do this together. You see, if I help you and you help me, and we help Moses, you know, we help Devon, or we help, you know, whoever in any country, Jennifer, so on, Claudette, we help each other. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope you're getting this. You know, it's about sharing and also sharing the workload. This is growing quickly. This is going to be all over the Caribbean, be all over Europe, and that explosion is coming. There's a Lord's timing to this. Things are being put in place. Things are happening that are unexplainable in terms of man's logic right now and what we're doing. They said this couldn't be done, okay? They did. They said it wouldn't last. Well, who are they, by the way? Could someone answer me, who are they? By the way, I've been trying to find out for years. Who are they? Nobody knows who they are, but I do know who the Lord is. And if his hand be upon this, I promise you this, you're going to see something that no other company has produced. God be with you. Who can be against you? This is special. There's something in it, in everyone involved, even from Dr. Jeff Galini, the labs, to the people involved. Richard Betancourt, who I believe may be listening in tonight. He'll hate me for saying this, but what a guy. Unbelievable. Sacrificed so much. Loves the Lord. Him and his wife, Claire, and their little dog, Faith. Breaks my heart. You wouldn't believe how much they put into Arkworld and time and effort over the years. Times I couldn't even pay him anything. I couldn't pay him nothing. You should have seen the price at the beginning, right? I'm not kidding. I'm not saying this to, you know, make myself sound good. I mean, there's been a big price to pay for this. I've nearly lost my life several times. I've had people come after me. I've had people try and steal the product, steal the company. I've had more satanic attack than I can care to mention. But the Lord and his grace, I'm telling you, has been unbelievable. And I have to be careful because it overwhelms me.
Mark, can you please, sorry to disturb, can you let me in on my phone? I've been waiting for a while because I need to get out of the office and get home. I'm not going to shut down. I want to get on the phone.
You're admitted.
Great.
Okay, we got about another 50. Do you want to know the time on this, guys? Give us another 10, 15 minutes and we're finished, okay? I just got to share with you what's behind you. We just mute our phones. Moses, could you mute that phone? Anybody, could we just mute, just keep the background noise down? And if you want to ask any questions at the end, I'm happy to, but we're just about another 10 minutes and we'll wrap this up. I just want to get across to you what this means. You know, there's been a big price to pay, and not just for me, that would be selfish, for a lot of people in this coming to pass. I'm not kidding you. There's been a lot of not only heartache, oh, the tears. I remember designing this purple pill label. Any of you guys been through anything like that in your life? Be honest with me. Come on, let's talk about brothers and sisters here. Raise your hand if you've ever had any kind of heartache in your life. Anyone? Yeah, you had. I knew you had, right? Come on, let's be humble, right? Let's tell it the way it is. See this label? I remember designing this label with tears streaming down my face years ago when I was bringing out this product. I had a lot of things going on in my life, a lot of personal stuff, and a lot of baggage the Lord had to take me through. And let's be honest, if we're all honest with each other, we've all had to go through that. There's a cleansing. There's a crushing needed to go to the promised land. And those tests only happen in the wilderness. They really, really do. There's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of upset. You know, there's a lot of suffering. No one wants to hear any of this. It's sad. What's equally sad, though, is the businesses and jobs. We have a lockdown in the UK, and some people are losing jobs and businesses every day like this. And it is unnecessary. And it may not seem a popular thing to say, but this isn't what God intended. Do you know how great your immune system is? Do you know what a genius creation we are? Unbelievable. The virus isn't our enemy. It's become it because of the situation and the way we live. And we're all guilty of it. Let's be honest, processed foods, numbers, additives, dyes, colorings. We're overweight. We're eating wrong foods, fast foods. It's easier, it's quicker, it looks good, so let's eat it. We've all done it, right? Come on, isn't that right? The world, it's even our own prime minister in England said he wouldn't have suffered from the coronavirus nowhere near like he did if he hadn't been so overweight. They were his words, not mine. And we're all guilty of it. Why do you think I got on ship? I did it, thank the Lord, before this started, this virus, but I lost 28 pounds. Now, it may not seem a lot, but I had to lose a stomach and I felt uncomfortable. We live like that. We live in a world like that. Food is prepared differently today. It's grown differently today. You know, you get about a third of the vitamin C in an orange in Florida than you did 50 years ago. Did you know that? I'm telling you, there's a reason for things like this. I was given an insight to this once, seeing 50,000 born-again Christians, brothers and sisters of mine, at a conference. And I felt the Lord say to me, because I said, what do you need me for, right? I know I can talk, but, you know, you got great preachers. What in the world do you need? You know, what am I doing? And there was a point to it all. Out of that entire audience, over 2/3 were overweight. Most people live on medication. I'm not judging anyone because it's sad. You know, what else did we do, right? My dad went on chemotherapy. He didn't have a choice. People get scared. Does that make sense to you? We kind of live in fear and we do things like medication. We weren't intended to live on high blood pressure medication for 40 years. Statins, that's not how we were designed. It destroys your absorption rate. It just makes you acidic instead of alkaline, makes you prone to cancer and many other things. The way we live is more frightening than the coronavirus, but we look at the coronavirus because of the problem it's causing. But the reality is, this is a wake-up call in many ways. And I'm not here, you know, to raise arguments, but health, you have to agree, has become more prevalent than ever in our life. Isn't that right? We have a products that are the best in the industry, and we need to go to work. It's a responsibility. A couple more things, and then I'll wrap this up. In working this business, we're in February. Where is it? Use the promotions. Feb. 10 more days to go, right? How cool. You can get yourself free ship shape packs right now by actually ordering 3 packs or 5 products. By the way, I tell you this not just to talk about Feb, but do you realize no multi-level marketing company in the industry gives away free products and also pays the upline on it? Not one. Moses was talking about other companies there. He would be the first to go, you're right, Mark. Doesn't happen. They don't give you free products. They don't do arcade. They don't do cash for Christmas that we did in December. They don't do free deliveries and free packaging and handling and free everything else. It never happens. When we get money, we give it back to the ministry and we help as much as possible. And that's on top of the 30% you can earn in the royalties. That makes sense? Right. When you're talking to people, wear a button, right? I know some of you probably hate buttons. Lose weight with ship shape. Feel great with the pink drink. Burn fat. You guys are missing out. I promise you, you're missing out. Listen, write this in your notes if you're taking any. Only fools limit tools. Only fools limit tools. Don't do that to your business. Don't sabotage your own income by only doing one thing. Do everything. Do you know how many button hits you're missing out on? Do you know the seriousness of this? If you look at that marketing plan, go with me, because we're tired, but I want to finish on this. If you look at your marketing plan, you got all those people under you. If you don't wear a button, they don't wear one. That's not only ruins things for you, and you may not like them. You may make holes in your car. I get it, right? You put this on for the first time, looks like a satellite dish, right? It's like this. You're embarrassed, right? Your friends come out, what am I doing? I've seen people wear it on their shirt. So when their friend comes around, they go like that, right? But put it on. If you stop wearing, if you don't wear this badge, you not only ruin the continuity to Arkworld, because it's like joining the Dallas Cowboys. You don't join the Dallas Cowboys and dress like the New York Yankees or Giants or whatever you call it, right? You have to be in the Dallas Cowboys. Otherwise, it's a mess. You can't have some people doing one thing and others doing another. Wear the button. Put it on. If you don't have any, order them. They're only a couple of bucks. Guess why? And do you know why I say only fools limit tools? Because if you don't wear it, your downline, your distributors won't wear a badge, and that costs you income. It also does one other thing. Imagine if you had 100 people in your downline wearing a badge. Do you think that, and they're wandering around after the lockdowns and everything, and there's 20 people a day saying, hey, what's that? What's this? What's that? 20 people a day talking to 100? We're getting into thousands of people that are being pitched about the product that are in your business. Do you know the difference that'll make to your income? And do you know if you take badge off the menu, you take the income off the menu. If you don't do the flyers, pink drink flyer, micro flyer, purple pill flyer, you don't have to use these, you can use your own. In your back office, there are examples of flyers. You can go to a local printer for literally $10 for 1,000. Don't go to expensive ones. Devon knows what I mean. Right? You can get a few, you can literally get these flyers made. You can get cheaper versions, or you can get these as well. We can design them for you. I mean, look at these. You've even got them about the business. Look, new sales and career. Are you driven? Work from home. Do you know how important that is right now in the world? Do you know how many people have lost jobs at airlines? Maybe we should run an ad in an airline magazine. You've got to start thinking, right? New recruits needed for new company, business work from home, right? There it is. Do the flyers, wear the button, run an ad. You're meant to, do you know, you've got to do this by design, not by accident. This marketing plan, the time I've taken to do it tonight, it's important, but it won't work itself. And I know we don't have the time tonight, but you're going to see me do product trainings with you. If you'd like that and you want to be involved in that because we're going to do meetings like this, by the way, for the UK market as well, earlier, obviously, because it's 2 in the morning here, or whatever it is. We're going to do it in Europe, and we're going to teach product trainings, business trainings, you know, what tools to use. And I'm going to be teaching you stuff about daily method of operation. Okay, does that make sense to you? A daily method of operation. How you go to work, how you go from Monday through Sunday every week and work this business. So there's going to be a lot of other trainings. We're going to teach you about attitude. I got a lot of stuff here. You receive what you believe, a lot of notes. I saw a preacher do this once. I remind me of somebody I know and watch every day. They always have too many notes and not enough time. You're going to need to pass the attitude test with this. You're going to get tested with any business that you get involved in, anything in life. You know, I see this very often. You get people that want deep water results, but with shallow water effort. Does that make sense to you? See, do any of you feel like your nets are empty sometimes? You know what I'm getting at? Yeah, Claudia, I'm with you, right? You know, imagine being Peter. He comes ashore and there's Jesus waiting for him. And he says to him, you know, I want you to go back out and go deeper, right? I mean, you've got to understand Peter's a professional fisherman, right? For a start, right? He's been out all night. This guy's good at it. He has a company and he's exhausted and he wants to go home, and some guy comes along and tells him to go deeper, right? That's pretty hard to do when you're tired and you've been doing all night. But that's what you got to do. You know, sometimes, you know, you got to go deeper and get into an area that's uncomfortable to be successful. It's not easy. You know, I've got to say this again, the price you sometimes have to pay isn't easy. When I started Arkworld, it wasn't easy. You know, I couldn't go out and get married and have kids and go on dates. I had to do this. It was my mission and my purpose, what I had to do. And that's hard. And you'll have that similar things in your own life you probably can already think of. Sometimes you have to pay a price and you have to go deeper. You can't swim in shallow water. But you know what happens to a lot of distributors that join this business? They get involved, recruit 2 or 3, 4, 5 people, play at it, get in the deep water. They put a life raft on. Do you know what a life raft is? Not life raft, life jacket, sorry. You know what a life jacket is? That's a backup plan. That means you trust in the Lord, but you've got a backup plan just in case the Lord doesn't come through. And you guys know what I mean, right? Come on, you haven't done that. You know, I just have this backup plan in mind, right? We love the Lord, but you know, you got to get rid of your life jacket, right? And some people, you know what they do? They go into deep water. They swim there for a while. They find out it's a bit more difficult than they thought it would be. And they head back to shore. Well, let me clue you in about the shore. It might look pretty, but even babies can wade about in shallow water. It doesn't take any courage at all. It's comfortable though, isn't it? It's familiar. And sometimes we got to get familiar with the unfamiliar. It was hard to do this with Arkworld. It was not easy. And if you want to earn the heights of $1 million income a year in this, I'm telling you, and I know some of you may think I'm crazy, I don't know, but everybody watching this, you can do that. And you can do it with our help, with my help, with it as a team together. And you can be the pioneers of this as we take this across America and the world. No question about it. The foundation's already laid, but I tell you what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to go deeper. You're going to have to change some things. And we're going to be discussing this, not tonight, but we are going to be going through it in the near future. You know, attitude, passing the attitude test, going deeper, using winning words. Don't say you can't afford something, or there are people, no one around me has any money. There's plenty of money out there. That doesn't mean we should, you know, not sympathize. It's just that it's not about cost. Never look at the price in life. It's about value. I promise you. I know that plays with our feelings a little bit. I know how that sounds, right? I've done this too, because we don't want to say someone can't afford it, because we want to be sympathetic and love. But I promise you, it's always about value. It's never about price. I couldn't afford $400,000, but that's what it cost to build Arkworld in the beginning. And I didn't have a penny. I'd never have a home for 2 years. I slept on a sofa. So don't talk to me about value. There's plenty of success out there. Amazon have just had their greatest year in their history. You know why? Because of the virus, right? Plenty of people have been ordering. I'll give you an example, just one more thing I want to say. People always buy what they value. If you want something bad enough, if I said to you on Saturday, I'm going to give you, or maybe not you guys, you know, someone out there, I'll give you the winning lottery ticket, and the prize this week is $73 million, and it's yours. I'll give you the combination, the numbers on Saturday. And he said, okay, what am I going to do? I said, give me $100. You think that would increase the chance of them giving me $100? Yeah, you know why? Because they put more value on the result. That's all it is. People find the time to do things they value. Come on this call, give up your evening. Why am I doing it? Because I value it. It's the same with money. We've got a lot of trainings we're going to be doing. Treat this business seriously. I hope you got a lot out of tonight. Learn how to retail. We're going to do retailing calls. We're going to do, where are my notes? We're going to do, oh, here we are. We're going to do recruiting calls, how to recruit. We're going to teach you how to build a customer base. We're going to teach you about promotion, how to promote you, the company. Fit, fed, don't forget, 10 days to go, okay? Don't take it for granted. Take advantage of it. Get a free ship shape pack. Sell it. You can make the money or use it for yourself. Take advantage of it. We'll teach you about support, how to chase a downline, and how to build a business. There's a lot we're going to cover. Thank you for your time tonight. In closing, I want to say a couple of things. This is the greatest opportunity of its kind in the world today, bar none. We got the best product. We got the best marketing plan, bar none. No question about it. The price for this. It also has a perfect timing. Understand this. Timing is important, but positioning is everything. If you want to capitalize on something, just like an investment, you've got to be involved at the right time. Does that make sense to you? These are pioneering days in Arkworld. Please make the most of them. I believe this is the birth of a giant. I truly do. I truly do. We've been through so much to get here. If you only knew, and one day I'll share it, a lot of people to get us to this point, including the labs, and the best scientists in the world working behind Arkworld, that you're going to get to meet and see as we progress and tour with, and the world opens and becomes more of a normal place. This is the birth of something I believe is going to be monumental. It's going to knock the socks off this industry called multi-level marketing and help millions in the process with their health and prosperity. Don't wait for 5, 6, 7 years till there's 80,000 people in the Atlanta, Georgia Dome. Some of you have heard me say this before. Don't wait till then and look at it and say, wow, what an incredible story. I remember when I spoke to Marky that night, when they did their first whiteboard Zoom presentation. Don't wait till then and look back and say something. Go to work. Work with me. Work with the team. Work with each other. Help each other to recruit, build an organization, and support each other. Learn these skills. Learn to come better. Apply yourself. When you leave this call tonight, ask yourself what part you want to play. I can't do this alone. I can't do it without you. None of us can, but collectively together, as God-fearing children of God, we can do amazing things. We can help millions. Maybe your church could do with some finances and support. I know mine could. Maybe brothers and sisters are in need. You see what I'm getting at? Think outside the box. Maybe there's a ministry building here that we could end up having a whole support system where lots of preachers and teachers and so on are involved all over the world, helping kids, helping other people not to suffer the way my dad did needlessly, where people are better educated so that they can get on products like these instead of suffering the way they are at the moment, where they don't have to live a life on medication, where they get a better quality of life. Doesn't that make sense to you? We can do something about it. I urge you to take this with both hands and give it all you got. Understand what you have in your hands here. This is serious. I'm not doing this just for fun. It is fun, but I'm serious about what I'm doing. I care about what I'm doing. Give it all you got. Give it everything you got and give it to the Lord. That's the best advice I can give you. I truly believe I've got to shock this industry and knock it off its hinges. So understand it and go for it. Let me tell you this. All we got to do in Arkworld is just 3 things to be successful. And some of you have heard me say this before. Use the products. And when you use them, use all of them. You'll never sell what you're not using because you're not emotionally connected to it. It's not only you're not emotionally connected, it's not even honest, is it? We can't sell what we're not using. I'd be a hypocrite if I wasn't on this pink drink talking about it. Use all the products and you'll get all your distributors using all the products. Number 2, talk to people. And when you talk to people, wear this button. Whether you like it or not, do it because it helps others. Don't play God with this. You don't get to choose. I don't get to choose who I help. I could walk along the road. One person may not ask me this because I'm not wearing a badge. That person could be there, could have a brother who has high blood pressure or a sister who has health issues, and they never find out about it unless you wear this button. This button says you're proud to be a distributor, and it says you care about everybody you come into contact with to help. And they get to choose you. You don't get to choose them. It's important. So when you talk to people, tell testimonials. Wear this button. Keep it simple and be consistent. And lastly, teach others to do the same. And when you use the products, all of them, and when you talk to people consistently wearing this button, it'll be real easy to teach others. Have a support system. I'll help you. Have weekly meetings, weekly trainings. Pick a time, a Zoom, half an hour a week, 20 minutes a week, and set that aside to get new guests on it and go to work. And I promise you, if we just use, talk, teach, and we do that enough, by the grace of God, I promise you we'll sail this ship of opportunity around the entire world together. And glory to Him, our Lord. I love you. I love all of you so much, and I appreciate you and thank you for your time and support. And may God bless each and every one of us. Good night, guys.